So a couple weeks ago, I made a Snow White dress, a 1950s-ish version of the cartoon Snow White dress for the new Snow White movie coming out. Well, I guess when I release this, it will be out already. And since I made a 1950-ish Snow White's dress, I want to do the same for the Evil Queen. I want to make a 1950s dapper Evil Queen, Evil Queen dress. I'm hoping to make it more 1950s looking than Snow White, and I'm hoping it will be recognizable as Evil Queen, because Snow White is very obviously recognizable as Snow White. Evil Queen, I feel like, is going to be a little harder to make a recognizable walking down the street, hey, that person's Evil Queen, but 1950s. So I scavenged all over the internet, high and low, for a 1940s, 1950s, that dapper era. Try to find a pattern that just called to me as Evil Queen. Like I did with Snow White. I found a pattern, was like, oh, puffy sleeves, square neck. This seems evil Queen. This seems Snow White to me. And then, sadly I ran and went my own directions with Snow White. Anyway, but I wanted to do the same with Evil Queen. And nothing called to me. Nothing out there called to me. Till I came across this photo by Mattabie. And this is like the most perfect 1950s Evil Queen, dapper Evil Queen. Like, nothing. I feel like nothing could aspire to be as perfect as this. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I messaged Mattabie, and asked them if I could steal their idea, make a dress that is very similar to their design. And they so graciously agreed, and I'm so pleased and happy that they're okay with that. So I'm hoping to make a very, very, very similar design to this. I know I will not be able to get exactly this because A, I don't have patterns like that, and B, I'm just not quite sure how to make that collar, that little white beautiful collar. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get something very, very similar to this. But I'm hoping it turns out really, really close because I'm so excited. So I've already made a many years ago. Here, come closer to me, Sally. Ugh. Many years ago, I have made this dress that is pretty much what I need for the Evil Queen. It is, the nice circle skirt, sweetheart neckline. I just need the top. I was going to use this dress and just alter it to be the Evil Queen because I do plan on eventually one day altering this dress. I don't really like this style of dress on me anymore. My tastes have grown and changed since I was this age. And it's been in my pile for probably like 4 years now to just alter this dress, and I have never gotten around to it. So I really, really wanted to, but a couple family members have convinced me that I should make the dress from scratch. I'm not really excited about that, but whatever. So I'm going to use this for my mock-up because I've never made a dress kind of like this before, where it has like a totally different top than the bottom. So I'm going to make a mock-up. I'm going to use this as part of the mock-up because I'm going to make a dress exactly like this because I have this pattern still. I had to go search for it. It took me quite a while, but I still have this pattern. So I'm going to make that again and then just make a different top and somehow mesh those two together. I'm not sure how to do that yet. I'm going to figure that out. So, like I said, I still have the pattern for that top. I will link it down below on the website where I got this 1.5 million years ago, if it's still online. That's a good question. I don't know if this is still available online because I downloaded this like 10 years ago. So if this is still available online, I will link it below in the description box below. But yes, I still have the pattern. I still have my notes on it of what I need changed to make it fit me correctly. So for the top, I am going to use this pattern right here, which you'll probably see up there. It is Simplicity's 7849. Simplicity 7849 from 1968. Yeah, I'm going to use this pattern. It has pretty much the same top of, it's got the collar and the little opening V-neck. And then it kind of helps me guide me of, hey, where this needs to connect to the top of my Sweetheart bust line. If not, I can just cut that straight length down and go as far. That makes no sense to you, does that? Anyway, so what I'm going to do is this pattern actually, like you have, it cuts down and then has that square going across. I'm just going to take that pattern piece. Actually, let me show you. Let me show you. Pause for a moment. So the front bodice piece is like this, and this is where you have your collar, and then this is a little flat bead that goes like that, and then you have the extended piece. I'm just going to extend this straight down, straight to where the waistline is, and then I'm just gonna go cut straight, and mark, hey, this is where they go together, straight down, and I will sew them together straight down right there. And then I'm gonna do the same for the back. I'm just going to cut it off straight at the waistline because the back is one solid piece. So I'm just going to cut the back at the waistline, I'm going to cut the front piece at the waistline and cut straight down and straight over and then sew this together. And hopefully I can tuck it underneath the Sweetheart neckline. And I don't know at that point how I'm going to connect them together. That is tomorrow me's problem. Today's me problem is figuring out if this idea will work. Because I feel like I'm making things up. Anyway, I also have all the fabric I'll need. These are the leftover whites from the Snow White dress. I'm like, I know I used this for Snow White. What did I use white on Snow White? It's the underdress, the underskirt. Anyway, this is the white from the underskirt of the Snow White dress. This is the leftover. And I'm going to use this for the collar. Maybe even the interfacing of the dress. I don't know. We'll figure out that. I have black for the top sleeve part of the dress. And I have like the perfect purple for Evil Queen. Like all the Disney evil villains. This is like the perfect purple. And actually both of these are cotton. That and this are cotton bed sheets that I got at the thrift store for a couple dollars a piece, but I was so excited to find this because I was on the hunt for a purple fabric, and this is the perfect shade of purple, and it's cotton, and it's not cotton polyester, it's like 100% cotton. So I'm so excited, and that is 100% cotton black bed sheet that I've had for many years, saving for the perfect opportunity, and I guess today's that day. Oh, one more quick thing. Mattabie's is off the shoulder. This pattern is not off the shoulder. I am going to extend the shoulder pieces a little bit, just like an inch or two, to get it off the shoulder, and hopefully it will not screw up being able to have full range arm motion. Anyway, that's the other part of the mock-up I'm going to do. Okay, I have now made a mock-up, and I have now squished myself into this dress. I apparently have gained some weight in the last 4 years or so. Yeah, this dress has never been this tight before. Probably doesn't help I'm wearing so many layers, but anyway, I've made the mock-up, I have my dress on, and I have thoughts. Obviously, I have thoughts. The mock-up worked for the most part. It kind of achieved everything I needed. It is covering my shoulders a little bit more. I wish they stuck out a little bit further. But you know, that's easily changeable. I thought I had full range of motion, but I just heard the fabric tear, so I guess I don't have full range of motion. Yep, it tore right there. Sweet. I should have also done thicker fabric, because this is like super thin, and which is why I have like the slip on and everything, because it is see-through thin. Sorry, trying to breathe. I'm squished. And it's too big. I don't know if you can tell, but I have it pinched and folded like an inch here in the center just so I could get the side seams on the side. But it is definitely a smidge too big. So that's something for future me to work on. But it did kind of achieve everything I need. It has the split opening in the front. Probably could go a little lower, but it has a split opening in the front. I have a collar. It's not as spiky, but I have a cute collar. And I've got my shoulders covered, so it kind of achieved everything. But I kind of feel like Mattabie's is evil queen in her 30s. She's, you know, has been a working woman, has climbed the company's ladder, has her whole life figured out. Doing great, whatnot. I, on the other hand, feel like I look like the evil queen who's about to attend her first year of high school. She's a freshman, sophomore, doesn't know what's going on in life. It's my first day of going to evil villainous school. Yesterday is my first day of going to evil villainous school. My classes are... Sorry. Today's my first day of going to evil villainous school. My classes are poison study, henchmen, jealousy, and magic and transformation magic class. My best friend is Maleficent. We love wearing the same colors. We try to match every Tuesday. And my dreams and my goals for this year for school is to be prom queen. Yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm the evil queen. I'm evil queen on her first year of high school. I don't know if it's the collar, the pink, my blonde curly hair, my baby face, but man, do I feel like high school evil queen who is so sweet and innocent and unsure of her life. And Mattabie is in her 30s, got her act together, has climbed the company ladder, is a CEO of a business. It's a working class woman, and I'm fresh into high school. Anyway, proof of concept does work. I feel confident enough in this mock-up, and I know I have enough of the black fabric, so even if I do mess up, I have enough to go again. Also, it's really good that I tried on this purple dress and it was too tight, because now I can make that pattern bigger. So yeah, I guess I will go cut everything out now. Because I still feel like the evil queen who's going to high school. So I made a boo-boo. I made a mistake. So normally we're making this pattern, which makes that dress up there, which, you know, I'm making for the evil queen dress. But anyway, when I normally make that dress, It calls for this back section. I guess let's show you on this. This back section right here is normally one piece, and I asked for a side zipper. I normally fold it in half and then add like an inch to the side. It even says on my notes, inch to the side, inch on the bottom, so that I have room for adding a zipper. Yeah. Well, what I first did was iron this fabric, even though you can't really tell. And I had marked out what I needed for the circle skirt. What I need for the circle skirt. I can English. And then I was kind of bored, so I decided I was going to go work on another project. And I went and worked on another project. Got really mad and frustrated with that project, so I was like, hey, let's step away. And I walked by my sewing room and was like, oh yeah, I was working on this project. So I start cutting, and I cut the bottom's little curve and then the top curve. And then I started going, oh, why I don't have a mark on this side? Why don't I have a mark on this side? Oh, it must means that I need to cut like really, really close to the edge, because sometimes I do that. So I start cutting really close to this edge, and I got about halfway through, and then I saw this front piece, which is placed here for the fold, and realized I had cut the fold. So this is the fold, that's the cut all the way, because I just kind of finished it at that point. There's the rest of the fold. Yep, I had just cut my center front seam, or my center front. And the other edge is an edge piece. And there's not enough room to make another circle skirt. As much as I normally do not make side zippers and make this into two pieces to put a back zipper in, I guess what I'm going to be doing is sewing that up together, and that side partly up together, or one side partly up together and the other side fully together, and making one side the zipper and the other side a side piece. And I guess that back piece, we're making it like it originally asked for in the pattern and putting in a side zipper, because I made a big oopsie. I can't tell you how mad I am at myself for making this oopsie, because how many circle skirts have I made? I've never done that. And I just cut my fold.
Voiceover Raven time. So first up, I need to apologize for these camera angles. I thought I would try something new, and boy did it bite me in the butt. You can't really tell what I'm sewing and how it's going, and I really, really, really regret this choice. But lesson learned. So I have already sewed the darts onto the front side panels, and I am sewing the front side panels to the front panel, and then the back piece to the front side panels. So that is what I'm sewing here in these clips. We're trying to. Now I am sewing up the sides of the skirt, or I should say, I am completely sewing one side of the skirt together and the other side 2/3 of the skirt together. I'm leaving the top third open for a zipper, for that side zipper, because I made that stupid oopsie that I'm still mad about. And now I'm adding a gathered stitch around the top of the skirt. Thank heavens I made that skirt big enough to gather. I make all my circle skirts big enough to gather. And now I'm attaching the skirt to the bodice. And that will be pretty much all the sewing for the purple part of the dress for now.
So I have completed the purple part of the dress for the most part. Sally is now wearing it for me till I'm ready to attach the purple to the black and the white. Figured I would talk about a few things with you. Oh man, my ruler got bumped. First is this front piece that I'm now going to try to align the ruler on. So that's the back. I'm actually going to place the center the center seam, which is this dotted line right here, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to place that on the fold because remember, I screwed up. We now get to do a side zipper, so there's no point in having a back seam and do more pointless sewing that I don't want to do. So I'm placing that on the fold and having a back seam. Then the front. So remember, I'm doing this pattern and I'm just need this little neckline right here. I don't really need the side bits or anything. But I want to continue that straight down because I don't know how far down this is going to go. Actually, I have seen it on the mock-up that it ends like right there. But anyway, we're going to go the whole way down just for funsies, even though this isn't even close to my waistline. So this is what I did in the mock-up. I literally had one ruler. You get to see the reflection of my light. One ruler on the, waistline. And I will probably continue that with a pen or with a fabric marker. And then I have the other one lined up and I will mark that with the other ruler with a fabric marker. So that's how I did that front. And then I will mark a little note saying that this is where it ends for the pattern, the center front little openness collar thingy. So that I know that in the future. Anyway, and then I'm actually going to change something up. I did try with the mock-up to just extend that top shoulder a little bit, but when I raised my arm, it tore the mock-up fabric. Granted, that mock-up fabric is really old and really thin, but just for safekeeping, I don't want to have that with this nicer fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use their pattern for the sleeve, but I'm going to make a cap sleeve, that little teeny tiny cap sleeve. So I have the sleeve pattern out and I'm going to just, which is in sad shape, which is why I want to digitize my patterns. Look how sad shape that pattern piece is. So we're just going to use that top little archway, and then we're just probably going to cut it off right there where that arrow is to the other side and see if we can make a cap sleeve with that. I'm not going to make a mock-up because I have, as you can see, tons of fabric. So I'm not too worried. Okay. Collar. I said with the mock-up that, I don't know if I discussed this with the mock-up. That's a good question. Never mind. I don't know when I talked about this or if I've talked about this. But with the picture that I'm trying to copy off of, I'll probably put it like right here. It has a smooth inside white collar that goes all the way down. I didn't know how I was going to do that. I thought I was just going to do like a normal white collar and then the inside was just going to be black and we're just going to suck up and deal with it not going all the way down. All the way down. Don't pick her nose. But then I remembered when I made my winter dress, I wanted the collar to be like this one. So I used this collar. And I'm thinking if I use this on the inside for the collar for this, it might work. I don't know. It might not because I might not ever flip it outwards. But either way, I will have a white interfacing on this one so that it will be more like the, should probably like make this straight, but either way, so it will be more like the original design that I'm basing my dress off of. So now I have the mock-up from when I did my winter dress, my winter starry moon dress, which I have not posted that video. I will post that probably this fall. But anyway, I have the mock-up now laying on that and this piece so that I can use it for the collar and hopefully get some cute white interfacing and it will be closer to the Evil Queen design that I want to copy off of. So that is the update on cutting out pattern pieces. Now I need to cut these all out and sew them together.
Okay, back to voicing over. So I am sewing the 4 darts on the back piece and the 2 darts on the front pieces of this dress. Um, yeah, which is a lot of darts. And then I sewed the front pieces to the back piece and then sewed the shoulder seams closed, which is the clip you're seeing right now. So that the bodice, or I guess this is now a yoke, is a whole one unit. Okay, now I am sewing the gathering stitches on the top of the sleeves so that I can fit the arm's eye. And now I am sewing the back seams of the sleeves. I love how I had the one held in my mouth. Um, Great holding spot. Now I am attaching the back piece of the collar to the dress. This collar has the weirdest assembly, but yes, this is how you do it. You attach the back collar piece to the back of the bodice or to the bodice first. Then next step of attaching the collar together is you get the front of the collar piece and you attach it along the whole front of the bodice and up to the collar, the back collar piece, and around and back down to the front of the dress so that the interfacing and the collar are all attached at one time. This collar is really weird. But anyway, after I do that, I clip the corners and flip the collar right side out and iron it flat. Okay, now I'm doing a little added step that you do not normally have to do when making collars or any part of the dress. I did it for decorative and for structural integrity later on. I can English. I did a straight stitch really close to the edge of the top of the collar where the 2 white pieces meet together. I did a really close stitch right along the edge. And you can see me right here trying really hard to get to the edge of where the 2 white pieces meet and not go over onto the black. And then you'll see here I am actually changing the thread so that the top thread is now black. See, I'm showing you the bottom thread is white and the bobbin is white and the top is black. That is so that when I'm sewing, the black thread will be showing on the black side and the white thread will be showing on the white fabric. You can also see me struggling here to make sure I start on just the right spot so I don't go over onto the white. So anyway, see white thread on white side, black on the other side, and you can't see any white thread on the black or any black thread onto the white side. It's actually something really cool. It's a really cool trick that I love to use when I can, of one side being one thread and the other side being another. So I'll zoom in here and show you as soon as I'm done with this side. See, white thread, black thread. Oh, you can kind of see the white a little bit on the black side. I can just use a pen and cover that up. I didn't even notice that till just now. Okay, so now I am sewing the back of the collar to the back of the dress. So instead of like flipping it inwards like you would on a normal dress with the collar, this one actually just has you sew pretty much in the ditch. And now I'm sewing the sleeves on. See, this is how sad it is. I actually have to start showing myself what I'm doing for the next clip because I can't even tell in these clips what I'm doing. And so I started showing myself what I'm doing for each clip so I would have notes. So anyway, once I attach the sleeves to the bodice, I am going to hem the sleeves, which is what I'm doing right now. And I will be pretty much done with all the black and white part of the dress.
Okay, so I might be going about this all wrong. Who knows? Who cares? But I have no patterns where it's like a yoke and then the dress. And I didn't quite think this through and be like, hey, I should Google this or YouTube this. So I was just like, I'll make a top and make the dress and somehow connect them together. We'll solve that problem when we get there. Well, today's that day, and I have been postponing this for a couple of days, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So here is, I have a slip-on, so trying to be modest, trying to not reveal it too much. Anyway, so I have my slip-on, or my chemise, or whatever you want to call it. And then this is the top, now all completed, the black top. And then here's the purple dress. What I plan on doing is, this is pin closed. I'm going to try pinning it to the slip all the way around, or have my husband pin it to the slip all the way around to make sure it doesn't move. And then I might put in the zipper first. I'm going to try to not do it with the zipper. And then I'm going to put the dress on and hopefully have hubby pin it at the top, and then I can mark where they meet up, and then hopefully put right sides together. Yeah, hopefully put like right sides together just below that mark of where they meet up, and then I will have a nice beautiful little seam. And then, as I showed you earlier, I did this little stitch going down on the collar and on the front. So it's black on this side, white on this side, or white and white up here. I did that for a reason, because I knew when I flipped this over, I was probably going to do another purple little seam right here just to help support and put this together, because that's how I was originally thinking I was going to do this, is how I'm doing it now. But I'm still not 100% sure if this is going to work. So anyway, but I figured if I put a little decorative stitch there, it'll be A, decorative, and B, like supportive and structural. But anyway, that's kind of the game plan, is to put the shirt on, pin it on, put the dress on, pin it on. See, I need to like do the zipper and everything. Mark, right sides together, pin, hopefully matching everything up, and then sew, and then hopefully that works and we have a dress. I am not going to do this on camera and show you how to do this on camera. I'm kind of just showing you right now because I'm really nervous that this is not going to work out, and really kind of stressed on how this is going to work, and really kind of putting a lot of trust in my husband on pinning things correctly. I'm also not going to show you me putting in the side zipper in. I do have an invisible zipper to put in the side zipper, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because A, I hate putting in zippers. I suck at it so bad. B, it's going to be a challenge connecting the top and the bottom, the top two tops together. That's what it is. The two tops together, the top and the yoke together. Let alone a zipper put in. And yes, I know I didn't put in open the side right here. And I didn't have a side seam open because I know with invisible zippers that this little top you're going to leave sew together, and then you're going to have an open spot for the zipper, and then like once again the rest of the side is going to be sewed shut. And I knew the black was probably going to be just the right size, which it is feeling like it's going to be like an inch. That I'm going to need that has sewed shut, and then I could just sew the yoke and the purple together, and then the top of the purple will be the top of the invisible zipper. At least that's the game plan, that's the hope. And then I just have to hem it, and then I think I'm done. So I add the yoke to the purple, hopefully that works out. Add the invisible zipper, hopefully that works out, and then hem the bottom, which obviously that should work out because it's normal hemming, and then we're done. So yeah, I guess I will bring you on to the review. Actually, I have one more thing I want to show you. So one last detail I am making for this dress that I thought I would show you is I'm hoping to make a poison apple necklace. So when I was making the Swedish fish, the resin Swedish fish from my husband's Valentine's Day gift, I purposely one batch made extra so I could, well, it was like the last batch, but so I could fill up this mold we have.
that looks like it's like a poison apple, but it turns into a candle. So here's what it looks like. Ooh. So here's what it looks like when it is casted. See, it looks like a skull and then like a candle, and it's like wax pouring down. Can you see all that little detail? Anyway, so I casted a couple of these because I didn't know how well it was going to work out. So, and then with my Dremel, come here, I cut off the top, and then you can see I painted it, but I kind of buffed it and rounded out the edges so it wasn't so sharp. It wouldn't cut me. And then I painted the top a little bit, but I don't really like this color of green. It's kind of a little dark, a little too shiny and a little too dark, but I plan on painting this to look like the poison apple, at least hopefully look like the poison apple. And then I'm going to drill a tiny hole in the top and put a little metal loop in there and make myself a poison apple necklace to, have this cute little fine detail. Ooh. So I can have this cute little fine detail and tie the whole dress together and really kind of emphasize that it is the evil queen.
So we are here back in my sewing room because once again that church house had a busy road, and so semis kept driving by, and that would have been really loud. And then also it's on a college campus. I had to film in between people walking by, which is kind of awkward because then I'd be like, yeah, hi. But yeah, I got a few compliments on my dress, which is always nice and makes me feel good. So I literally have a piece of polyester silk fabric that I had cut out to totally wrap around my head, do a little head, what's it called? A head wrap, head scarf, a hair scarf. But I forgot it, and so yeah, I couldn't do it because I forgot it. But so I could do like this and look more evil queeny. But A, I forgot it, and B, to be fair, I'm kind of glad I forgot it because on a day-to-day life, I would never wear this. I don't like wearing hats or headscarves, or that's what it's called, a headscarf, or anything over my head. I barely even wear headbands. I normally just stick to my bows, and I like my bows, and that's it. I would have never worn this anyway in my day-to-day life, so I'm okay that I forgot it for the photo shoot, but whatever. How do I feel about the dress? I did a really, really, really good job. I'm like so proud of myself. I accidentally copied Mattabie's design a little too well. I meant to kind of copy the design, kind of base it off of that, but I ended up figuring out how to do the collar exactly like they did, and yeah, I just ended up doing a little too good of a job, but I love it. I don't know why I have the wrinkles over on my chest, but I do have wrinkles here, and that's something that I want to address and figure out down the road. And I hate the side zipper. That's probably the only reason why I will very rarely pull this out of my closet and wear it. It's because it's a side zipper, and side zipper dresses are just really hard for me to get in and out of. So I don't like that. I really wish I went with the back zipper and I had an opportunity to go with the back zipper and just end the zipper right at the end of the collar. But you know, fate had other designs for me. But on that, I actually do see myself wearing this dress a lot. I do like it. It's comfortable. I'm really proud of it. And I also like how, yes, it's kind of a little recognizable that it's the evil queen, but not enough like Snow White when you're walking down the street that everybody's going to stop you and be like, oh my gosh, you're Snow White. So I feel way more comfortable wearing this 1950s outfit that has just, if you know what you're looking for, that hint of Disney. That the necklace, I do like the necklace. It did come out pretty good. My only complaint with it is I'm used to wearing my death necklace that is made out of silver, and it is quite heavy, and this is so light that I'm constantly like, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Because I'm used to that weight, and this is just because it's resin, it's plastic, it's so light. That's my only complaint, but that's my problem, not the necklace's problem. But yeah, I think it also ties it together and gives it that, if you need a little hint, what I am, or what the costume is. So I think I did an awesome job, and I'm really proud of myself. And I'm sorry, Mattabie, that I copied your design a little too well, a little too perfectly. And I do hope to do more Disney dresses in the future. I actually do have right here, I do have all the fabric to do like the Little Mermaid. So I do plan on doing more Disney, 1950s Disney outfits in the future. So if you do want to see those, don't forget to subscribe and get those notifications so that when I do see them, they'll pop right up for you. But don't forget to also like, comment, I already said subscribe, and all that fun jazz. And you can come back for more to see me make other Disney 1950s Disney dresses. I also think in the future I'm going to draw out the designs, because I have realized personally I feel like I do work better with a design and having a image to copy off of. So I think in the future I'm going to use my drawing table, my drawing screen, and draw out some designs beforehand. So also look out for those videos, because I figure I can draw them and make videos on that. So also look out for those videos. So thanks for watching. Bye. Okay. This is really awkward. This